What's up, Christian Clique? Let's get right into it, man. Today's topic of the podcast is...
Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which way will I take to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back
I'm
to
right
home?
and you're wrong. Egos in relationships.
All right. Let's talk about it, though. So, go ahead and start it off.
Egos in relationships pretty much destroys relationships. Happiness in relationships is a choice.
So, what you saying?
Here's how it works. Your partner says something you disagree with.
All right.
And whether it be observation, maybe something they noticed about what you did, they say something you disagree with, and you just don't recall it, you don't remember what you said.
So, you saying they should bring it up right away or something?
No, I'm just saying they bring it up.
Okay.
So whether it be an observation about us, a recollection of something that we did or said, or a perspective about the world.
All right.
Rather than let it go,
Mm-hmm.
because they brought up something you didn't like, rather than let it go, you disagree with it, like you want to argue. You got a rebuttal every time.
All right. So,
You know.
so what you're saying? The best result is to just don't say anything.
Sometimes, I'm not saying don't say anything, but sometimes you got to let the small things go.
Got it. So I think when it comes to that, I think a lot of men, especially, you got a lot of men think they right, and I'm the man that should go my way, and they never want to, take criticism. And I don't like some things that you say, it can offend me, but I know you're trying to help me. When you know your spouse trying to help you, you know what I'm saying, you don't get too offended.
But also, I feel like, we insist on correcting our partner. Like, you wrong. You know you're wrong because it is. Instead of saying, okay, you were wrong, but bringing it up over and over and over again.
Oh, you keep bringing it up?
Because you're trying to prove a point.
Okay. I agree
I feel
with
like
that.
that could cause issues in a relationship.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I mean, if I said I was wrong or I admit it, you don't have to keep bringing it up.
But
or
you have some women that they refuse to give up. Like they continue to be in your face about it. Like they want you to know I'm right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we know we right.
Okay.
But you're not giving them the satisfaction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to give them the satisfaction that let me just.
That's because a lot of men feel like, they feel like, well, I'm the man and I'm right and this is how it goes,
We're just not gonna give you the satisfaction to feel like you're right,
And that's not
And
good,
I think
though.
as women just tend to naturally want to argue. They just want to argue to say I'm right and you're wrong.
So how do people correct that though?
They want you to give in. I'm gonna get to that later on. But I feel like nothing gets resolved, when you're just wanting to prove that you're right, because then that starts to bring in emotions. Maybe you're not talking to each other because you just I'm mad.
Yeah.
I'm mad because you wrong and you not right. And so y'all may go 2 or 3 days without talking to each other because you feel like you're right and they're wrong.
Yeah, because the natural instinct, if somebody feel like you're against them, even though you're a spouse, the natural instinct is forget them. You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking to you for? So then I go to work, you go to work, you come home, and then guess what? You just looking at each other, or you're not even speaking. I go to my office, you go to your office, or you go to the living room. We just cross paths, but we don't never say, hey, what's
That doesn't
up?
happen too often.
No.
Not for us.
No, not for us.
It don't happen too often.
I'm a firm believer that I am not going on no couch. If I'm paying bills in this house, I'm just trying to tell you.
Go on the couch.
I know that, I'm just saying, but some women try, well, you go on the couch, man. I ain't going on no damn couch. You go on the couch. That couch is a little too uncomfortable.
But to me, you put your own happiness, it's at the expense of your own happiness, because you're so caught up in being right that you're just so emotional, you're so angry, you're so adamant about proving that you're right. And really, you're only hurting yourself. You're the one that's stressed out. You're the one that's all worked up. For what?
I don't know. That's
For what?
That's the
Like,
thing. Because you're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to prove that you're right. Like, I'm right, you're wrong. So it's like, and both as a man, men feel like I'm the man, I run the relationship. For some reason, you know, the man is the head. So since I'm the head, this is the way it is. And I think that's a bunch of bullcrap at the end of the day, because the woman is the helpmeet to the man. So sometimes we might see things differently, but sometimes God is using that woman to help you, you know, get on track.
And I feel like in order to definitely control your happiness, to take charge of your happiness, some battles you just gotta let go. Some battles is not even worth fighting. I know, like in the classroom, we always say pick your battles with students. You gotta do the same thing in a relationship. Pick your battles. Some stuff is so petty. Like little things, like maybe he forgot to put some more toilet paper on the roll. Maybe he didn't take out the trash. He forgot to take out the trash. Like little things.
Oh yeah, the take out trash thing. Sometimes it depends if you like me. I work nights sometimes, so sometimes you might. If I don't take it out immediately when I get home and I lay down for a second, I'm asleep.
Most of the time, if I remember, I'll go ahead and just take it out.
Which sometimes I appreciate it.
It gets on my nerves because the trash is not my thing, but I get it. It's called compromise because he tired. He been working all night. Trash has to go out. So sometimes I'll just go ahead and take it out. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Let it go. You know, stuff like that. Be supportive of your partner as well. Like, don't always just down them. Maybe they have an opinion and it's wrong. So be it. Go along with it. Just go along with it, and then they'll eventually see that it didn't work or that it's wrong. You don't have to keep bringing it up. You know, keep throwing it in their face.
Yeah, that's why I go into my first point, which is the blaming pattern. It's like you're to blame. I don't want to take no blame. You know, like I'm always blaming you. You know, you're the reason why we're arguing. So that's why I'm always right because it's you.
But don't you feel like that truly like robs you of being connected to your partner? Because your partner feel like, we on opposing sides here.
Yeah,
like we on different sides.
When you should be a
it's
team.
It's me against her. It's competitive.
It shouldn't be like that.
And it shouldn't be like that. That puts a strain on your relationship.
It really does.
And one of the things I have down here is winning arguments is short term.
Yeah.
Losing your relationship over an argument is long term.
That's
so
right.
You go back and you think about it. It's like I really lost my relationship over this. Something that don't really make sense, all because I wanted to prove that I was right about something.
Man, I think, like I said, with men and their ego, they really need to let that ego go. You gotta look in the mirror and say, okay, this woman that I am connected to, I'm married to, my spouse, my girlfriend. If you really love this person, that they want to see the best. They want to see y'all do better versus you trying to say, well, I need to prove that I'm right, or it's like if for instance, like she might have an ideal, and the ideal I might not think is a good ideal, but guess what? It might be the best ideal, and I have to get out of my feelings and say, you know what? Let me evaluate her ideal. But some men feel like I'm the man. This is the final word, and that is it. And I think it shouldn't be like that.
And life has a way of humbling us, making us see the bigger picture that, that life is short. And some things just aren't worth it. It takes two people to make a relationship work or fail. Let me say that again. It takes two people to make a relationship work or fail. So a lot of times when we get out of relationships, you want to just put all the blame on the other person. But to me, it takes two people. It's two sides to every story. Yes. It could be that maybe you weren't doing your part. Maybe they weren't doing their part. Well, what could you have done better? So those type of things. Just always keep that in mind. It's not always just one person's fault that y'all broke up. Because everybody he hurt me. Well,
there's two sides to every story.
Why? Let's backtrack. Why do you think he began to drift off or talk to other chicks. Like, I'm not saying that cheating or whatever is okay. I'm just saying that two people must take ownership for what's going on in a relationship.
Yeah, and to me, I think when you're right and you're wrong, when it comes to the blame it game, is try not to blame your spouse for your current condition. You know, a lot of people feel like we're in this position because of you. You know, or you didn't listen to my decision. You know, it's like, okay, I made a decision, maybe it wasn't a good one, but how can you adapt from that decision and say, okay, let's reboot, let's refocus. You know,
I think that's where empathy comes in. You know, people who always have the desire to win are not empathetic at all. And so the word empathy, I kind of took a note on just to make sure I give you the right definition. Is empathy means looking beyond your own sense of self and being able to experience the emotional world of your partner. So that pretty much means put yourself in the shoes of your partner. What if they were always saying, you're wrong, you get on my nerves, you're not right, you think you're always right, you know, you are not right, I'm right. You know, put yourself in their shoes. How do you think that makes somebody feel? Sometimes that can make somebody feel this small. Like, well, damn, she don't respect me at all.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to that though, that respect factor, you know, with your spouse, even though sometimes you might not agree with them, you should say, okay, it's the way you approach the situation.
And I think empathy allows you to be open, compassionate, and flexible. Yeah. Because you're not so set on it's either my way or no way.
Yeah, and to me, I mean, you cannot. When you go into a relationship or you in a relationship, you can't be on this my way or your way attitude. You have to be on that, okay, this is our relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, we both are committed to this relationship, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physical, sexual, whatever. We're connected with each other. So if y'all both have the same mindset and understand that your feelings is my feelings and my feelings is your feelings, then it's going to work out for the long term.
So in all essence, I'm just saying, like what we're saying here is that if you're in a relationship, it can't be I'm right, you're wrong. You guys have to find a mutual ground. You have to find a common ground to come together as one. Especially if maybe later on you're preparing to get married or you're preparing to be together long term. You guys want to be on the same page. Like, it can't be, oh, well, this person's over here and this person's over here, or we have two different things, or every time I talk to you, you don't know where your spouse is.
Or like this, and my analogy is, y'all both in the same book, but on different chapters. I think when you in the same book, y'all should be on the same chapter, moving along. The problem is, I'm in chapter 4, you in chapter 7. So what I'm reading in 4, you reading in 7. So we're not reading the same thing. But if we're reading chapter 1 together, chapter 2 together, chapter 3 together, then now we're reading we're on the same page. So when you're not on the same page, that means that we're in different chapters. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the same chapter. And I think when it comes to relationship, you got to consistently stick with each other to go move by move, chapter by chapter.
So yeah, I agree that, you know, you can't be in two different spots in life. You have to find a way to come together and come up with a plan. Like, how can we make this work? What do we do when we encounter conflict or when we have an argument? You know, and sometimes it's okay to admit that the other person is right. Yeah. It's okay to admit, hey, you were right about that, babe. You know how much better that makes the other person feel? Like, it makes them feel so much better. And I think that goes... they actually think I'm right. They actually value what I say.
And that goes into just listen. Listen to your spouse. Understand your spouse. And and my mom told me this a long time ago when I was really young. She said, God give you 2 ears and 1 mouth so you can listen more and talk less. Too many people in relationships is talking too much. They're not listening. You know what I'm saying? And when you listening, you kind of can feel your partner out.
And don't listen to reply all the time. Because some people, they don't really listen. They listen, they wait for you to stop talking so they can reply, so they can say something. Everything doesn't require a reply.
Yeah, because I think though, some people feel like, I'm letting them talk, but as soon as they finish, I'm about to tell.
Say.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna speak my mind.
Yeah.
So we're not saying don't speak your mind, but it's a way to do it. It's a way to do it without degrading your partner, disrespecting them, yelling, acting a fool, looking like a fool, looking like a kid. You know, it's a way to approach every situation, and I do feel like you should be open with your partner. I'm not saying that, oh, well, I'm gonna just be quiet. That's not it. But I think it's all about your approach and the way you approach your partner.
And that's why right here.
It's not an argument.
No, it's not an argument, and that's why right here I have that. Understand the signs when you are dealing with your partner. You know the signs. You know, we all know the buttons that I know the buttons that I can push to piss her off. You know what I'm saying? I know those buttons. She know the buttons that she can push to piss me off. So know the signs that if I say this, because people know if I say this is gonna make her mad, make him mad. You know what I'm saying? People, and then once you make a person mad, well, first thing happens is what they get offensive. They be on the defense. They like, oh no, start blocking that.
But another thing too is when we start getting into I'm right, you're wrong, people start going low. They start going low below the belt, and you start bringing up stuff from the past. You start talking about people's mamas and families. You know, that type of stuff plays a factor into these arguments that occur when it's I'm right, you're wrong. You know, simple things like maybe we should go to your mom's for Christmas this year. And maybe I don't want to go to your mom's, I want to go to my dad. Well, we went to your mom last year. You know, those type of things. Maybe we can sit down and work something else out. Maybe we'll go this year to my mom, next year we'll go to your mom. You know, or for New Year's we can go here. So it's all about compromise at the end of the day and being flexible and being open. I guarantee you and your partner will be a lot closer. A lot closer if you just pick your battles. Pick your battles. Everything doesn't have to be a constant battle or argument. You ever been around a couple that just argue and you just like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, but my thing is the arguing thing. Why you keep arguing? It's like, to me, this whole thing is about one team, one dream. This whole thing is about being together as a couple, being a power couple, being a couple that can inspire other people. You know, my thing is people get married or people get in relationships, it start off good, and then nothing's perfect. If you leave this relationship and go to another one, you're gonna encounter problems. So my thing is, why not the person that you know, the person that you love, why not try to build upon that versus, you know what, this ain't working out, so I'm out of here.
And always, before you start saying things and looking at things in a negative light, always try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You know, how would they feel? How would I feel if they said this to me?
Well, that's the point right here. It says when you don't care about what you think, you stop caring about what you think. And that's basically when I stop caring about what I tell you. That means I don't give a shit about what you're telling me. You know what I'm saying? So when I say, you know what, I'm gonna tell her how I feel, and that's it. So whatever you tell me, I really don't care.
Like, you stop valuing that other person.
Yeah, because right now I'm angry, I'm mad. So I'm mad. I'm about to tell you how I feel, and whether you love it or not, get over it. Because I'm gonna tell you how I feel right now.
And some people walk around days with just, he know he wrong, you know, I don't care, you know, I don't gotta have it, you know, they just go all left and for over one petty little thing that was brought up, said, or done in a relationship.
And you just like, again, it's not about who's right. It's about understanding, and this is a relationship, and this is a key word in a relationship. I'm gonna say it 100 times: compromise.
And remember that you can't force somebody to do something.
You really can't.
You can't force them. You can't force them to say, "Oh, well, you're right." You can't force them. They're their own person. At the end of the day, you just gotta sometimes take a step back, and ultimately that person's gonna make the right decision, or they'll come to their senses and be like, okay, well, you know, we talked about it. I feel like, you know, at the time you were wrong, but you know, right now I see that you were right. But if you're constantly in their face and constantly yelling and nagging, they're not gonna want to talk to you. They're gonna stop caring, like he said. They're not gonna have a reason to care. You're always yelling. You're always being vicious, mean, going below the belt. So you want to keep in mind the other person's feelings.
And to me, that just continuously to piss somebody off. And the minute you just, it's like I'm finna come home and I know she about to say something, and then you waiting for her to say, or waiting for him to say something, and as soon as they say something, boom, here come the argument. And now after you argue, what's gonna happen? Well, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I can, and then that's what leads to other things.
And I'm bringing up church. Like the pastor may be preaching it. It may be something about an argument that y'all had. You may be right and he might be proving that you're right, and you going, yeah, sure, say that. And you looking at them like, don't do that, guys. They know, they can hear, they there, they can hear too. They know perfectly well. Same thing with TV. Maybe you watching TV and you like, yep, we have that same problem, yep. So don't do stuff like that. You know, that's a little petty. That's a little childish. They can hear and I know they can see. So they know when they're wrong. And eventually, if you're not doing all that extra, you'll get an apology.
Yeah, and I think that's what it goes back to, man. Is understanding that, again, this is Team Us. You don't want to separate yourself with a dumb conversation or just a way to try to prove yourself right. Like, you know, I'm always like, some people think they're the smartest person in a relationship. And to me, if you think you're the smartest person in a relationship, why even be in a relationship?
You don't always need to be critical and try to correct a person. Like, you don't always have to be the person correcting people. Like, just pick your battles. I can't say that enough tonight. Pick your battles. It's not worth the energy, the time, that not being angry, going to bed mad, waking up mad. It's not worth it. And then that's when you allow other stuff to start coming into your relationship. When
I think people should add, though, try this in your relationship. When y'all about to start arguing, be like, stop. Reset. Reset. So that means start a conversation over. Stop, hold on. Reset real quick.
Let's start this over.
Let's try
this again.
Let's try this again. You know, and for guys, you know, we have to get to the point where we gotta get out this macho man ego, where it's like, I'm the man, this is what I say, and this is what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So many men feel like, well, God made me the head. But some of your decisions that you're making are dumb decisions.
And you need that net to help you out.
You need the woman. That's why God made the woman your helpmate, so she can help you in some of these decisions. Every decision that you're making is not always the right decision. You need her to say, hey, listen, baby, hold on, stop and think. We don't need to do this right now.
And don't always shut the other person down before they can even say what they have to say. Especially if they're not yelling at you, like they're just trying to talk to you. Don't just shut them out like, I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, people shut them down.
Quick. Do that. People do that a lot. And that's not cool. You should value that person's opinion, that you want to hear them out and hear what they have to say. Because sometimes it may be saving you money. It may be saving you headache, stress.
You just never know.
Maybe they saw something in the contract you about to sign and you didn't see it, you know, but you telling them, I don't want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, 2 eyes are always better than one. That's number one. Two eyes and 2 brains is better than one. Your one little brain ain't always the smartest brain. If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong damn room.
And those people that, I got to have stuff my way. It has to be my way or no way. Baby, you're going to end up by yourself. I'm telling you. Man or a woman, you're gonna end up by yourself.
You just have to be open, man.
It's not always about you, and you know you have to learn how to give. You have to be a giver in a relationship. You can't always be the person taking.
Hey, the old analogy: if I try to give you something with a closed fist, can I give it to you? No, I have to open up my hand. In order for me to give you something, I have to release something. That's the analogy. So, and you want your relationship to grow. You know what I'm saying? You have to be releasing something. You can't go into it bumping. It has to be released. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what a lot of people have to know. So Listen, you got any more points you got?
My last thing that I just want to reiterate is empathy, guys. You have to be empathetic. Be empathetic. Always say, take a step back, and like he said, reset and try to put yourself in that other person's shoes. How would they feel? I mean, how would I feel if I were in their shoes? Before you say things, because the power of the tongue is very, very powerful. You may not realize it, but the things that come out of your mouth, people
Proverbs
say
18 and 21? Hopefully I'm right. Yeah.
the power of the tongue, man, I'm telling you. People say, oh, you know, your words don't hurt me, but words hurt.
Well, you know the old term, stick and stone might break my bones, but words will never hurt you. To me, words can destroy you.
They can crush you.
They can destroy you, because at the end of the day, you might say, I said something to them, but by them power of words, it can push somebody to another level. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like, well, shit, you against me. If you against me, I'm out of here.
And snap is real, y'all. Y'all stop taking people's kindness for weakness.
Snap is real, man. So listen, I want to thank you guys for watching another podcast, man. Listen, we try to give you guys some great information, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to push you forward. We're not claiming to be the experts. We're just claiming to tell you information of how we building our relationship. As I always tell you,
different topics that we know come up in relationships, and this is definitely one of them. We got some know-it-all in these relationships, y'all. Then you're gonna be by yourself. Nobody got time for that.
So
you need to be compromising.
So don't forget to like, share, and comment this video. And as I always say, man, we are excited to share with y'all this. Matter of fact, we got some exciting news coming up. We're gonna give it to you in a couple of months. But to give you
and we are gonna be doing a giveaway coming up soon. So please like, share, and subscribe. Any comments, suggestions that you have, you know, leave your comments below. Tell your friends. Share, guys. Just share, subscribe, hit that notification button so we know that you subscribe to our channel. But we have some good things coming right now. I mean, we're coming.
And like I said, we got a sneak peek, and then the sneak peek is our first annual.
What?
Couple.
No, you can't give it away.
Can't give it away? That's a sneak peek?
Not yet, guys.
Okay.
But you're going to find out soon.
All right, you'll find out real soon. So listen, again, we see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which way will I take to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which road will bring me back to home? Which way will I take to home?